Oi Brasil! Olha eu aqui de novo com mais uma entrevista maravilhosa pra vocês. E dessa vez a gente vai falar com o elenco de uma das séries mais premiadas dos últimos tempos. Estou falando de Succession, que volta para sua quarta temporada. Succession conta a história da família Roy, dona de um império bilionário das comunicações e comandada por Logan, o patriarca da família. Logan tem um problema de saúde e logo a gente tem que descobrir quem será o sucessor dele. E a família começa a se degladiar para descobrir quem vai sentar na cadeira bilionária de Logan. Bom, eu bati um papo com o elenco de Succession, que vai para sua última temporada. Roda aí.
Why does everyone ask how I'm feeling? I got done a huge deal. I got the election. I got ATN. I got plenty on my plate.
He's on the floor, Tom.
Explain to me what he's doing.
He's moseying, terrifyingly moseying. It's like if Santa Claus was a hitman.
Hey Brian,
Hi.
how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. A bit tired, but doing okay.
I can imagine. Brian, at the end of the last season, we saw Logan in a very particular place where he's like doing a transaction with his company. What you think you're gonna see Logan doing from now on in this fourth season?
Well, he's still doing his job. He's still trying to find the person who's going to be worthy to take over his business. That's what he's been doing for 6 seasons, or 5 seasons, I can't remember, or 4 seasons.
4 seasons.
Anyway, and that's what he's continuing to do. He's just trying to find and he's trying to find it within his family. I mean, he's on a hiding to nothing, but that's what he's trying to do.
Do you think he's a villain or he's just someone taking care of his business?
I think you have to be careful with the word villain. You know, we're all villains to a certain extent. You know, that's something that we all share. But also, he is someone trying to take care of his business. I think primarily he's someone taking care of his business, but he also behaves in a villainous manner sometimes. He feels that's necessary to protect his business.
I saw a few interviews from you, and everybody's asking you which kid you think is the favorite one. So I want to know the opposite. Which kid do you think is the one that Logan hates the most?
I don't think he hates any of his children. I think if he hated his children, it would be so much easier. But he actually loves them, and that's his problem. He loves his children. It would be so much easier to dislike. Even one child would be enough to dislike, but he doesn't. Sadly, he doesn't. He should do, in my opinion. He should hate them all, but he doesn't. He loves them.
And you play Logan so damn well that I'm a little scared talking to you, but you're super nice to me, so thank you so much. And I want to know, winning an Emmy, does that make it harder or easier to work in a show like this?
No, it's okay. I mean, they're very nice awards, and I won't knock it. I mean, I got a Golden Globe, and it's fine. But you know, you have to give them the respect and also the context in which they are. You know, you can't. You know, it's not about. I remember some famous director said to an equally famous actress in the middle of a shoot. I won't say who it is. No names, no background. But the director said, you know, you're playing this scene as if you want to win an award, and that's not a good thing. You really, you know, awards are for other people to think about, but it's not something that you should motivate you.
And it's very sad that this show is coming to an end for me as an audience. What about for you as an actor? Is it good?
I'm delighted. I'm very happy.
And you are happy with how it ends?
I'm happy, yes. I'm happy with the whole thing. You know, I'm happy that it's coming to an end. I think it's good. I think it's been a great thing to do. I don't knock it at all. I've had the best time ever doing the show. But, you know, it's been great. But I'm moving on, you know.
Okay. And in one word, what we can expect from Logan this season?
In one word, I would say he's sanguine.
Oh, good. Thank you so much, Brian, for your time. Hope you have a lovely day. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Here they are. The Rebel Alliance. New Gen Royce. We have a song to sing.
you want to talk about what happened?
So I really want to know because Kendall's a character with so much layers to him, and I imagine how cool it is to play him. So I want to know where is Kendall head at this new season?
Well, I love what you say about the layers. I agree with you, and that's really a testament to this great writing. There's so many layers all the time. And because we've worked on this for so long, there's so much history that informs every moment, really. At the end of the last season, Kendall, was on the ground, on the dirt, in this dirt parking lot in Italy, really in a moment where he tells his siblings, I'm blown into a million pieces. I think he has sort of resuscitated from that and gotten up from the ground. And I think his head is in a very positive place. I think he is leaning into this new alliance with his siblings, and he's in a good space. He's popping sunflower seeds and living in LA and driving like a Porsche Mamba around Mulholland, and I think feeling good, which is like what goes up must come down in succession. So I think I don't know how long that good feeling will last, but I do think that this new alliance and the strength of finding a unity when there's only been discord and disharmony with his siblings is a good thing for him.
But how long will that last, right? Because it's succession and you never know what's going to happen. Also, Kendall, for me, it's one of my favorite characters because I first saw him as the head of everything, and now I see him just like falling apart. And you're telling me that he's going to be in a good space right now, in a good place in his life. But is that possible for him to like get a downfall from that? With drugs again and every kind of things, because he's always on the verge of getting into these things, right?
Well, and he says to his siblings in the first episode, he refers to his drug use and that he needs something consuming, he needs something to hold on to, otherwise he might fall apart. He's a mountaineer and he needs a K2 to climb. And so this project, the 100, that he's working on with his siblings, is that for now. He needs something to fill the hole inside of him. And, and I find a great deal of empathy for him, that feeling of needing to fill that hole and the pain of that and the precarity of any state of positivity. How do you keep that? How do you keep yourself up and make that last and stay on solid ground?
Okay. And getting an Emmy, does that add any pressure to how your performance is on set?
The thing that adds pressure, I guess, is, the show is obviously taken on a life in the world. And so you have to free yourself from any sense that people are watching this or that there's any expectation. Expectation is really a killer, I think, for any creative work. And
Absolutely.
You kind of have to treat it like you're just in your own backyard. And so the Emmy was a wonderful thing for me, and it was incredibly meaningful to be recognized by my peers. But you have to kind of check that and leave that at the door when you go back to work.
Thank you so much for your time. I love your bracelets. Hope you have a nice day.
Thank you so much.
One thing has been on my mind. I'm sure we'll iron it all out, but what would happen?
If you and Shiv were to bust up,
We'll always be good, right?
if we're good, we're good.
Okay. Well, that's heartening. That's heartening. I'm heartened by that.
So Jay, I have to tell you that I love Jerry, and I love the way that you plays her, because I feel like everyone in this show, every actor in this show it feels to me that they are so natural speaking. It's almost like a play because it's like you have the timing, and I want to know how much of this is actual like rehearsed and how much of it is actually like improv.
Well, it's not really rehearsed at all, but we do try to say our lines exactly as written. However, they usually allow for us to have a take or two where we improvise. I mean, some actors will just be looser with their lines than others, but I know I always tried to get them exact. I didn't, sometimes you can't manage them. The legalese I have to spit out and political things I have to say, and long speeches, and I would get tongue-tied quite a lot. But I think some characters have a little more leeway to, I know like cousin Greg and Roman would like, I think, improv maybe more than others, but we all had a chance to, and sometimes they would do this thing where they, after the end of the scene, instead of saying cut straight away, they would just leave the camera rolling. And so you'd have to do something as you would in life. You wouldn't just go mute, you know? So, so yeah, it's a little bit of both.
I want to know, in this new season, what can you expect from Jerry's relationship with Roman?
Well, I mean, that relationship is very damaged by the end of season 3 because, first of all, he sends Logan an item, as I put it, that I have warned him to stop sending them to me. And he tries to send it to me and it goes to Logan and he gets in terrible trouble and I get in bad trouble. And then when I am sort of asked into the war room with Logan against the kids at the very end of season 3, it's his turn to feel betrayed by me. So we're kind of, we start out this season quite wary of each other. And then I think it stays an up and down, tentative, high wire act the whole season. Where we stand with each other is up and down and up and down. Okay.
And I want to know, Jerry, she's a character that is like, she's all in every scene she is, I feel like something's going on with her. So where does Jerry stand in this last season between Logan's and the siblings?
That's a good question. I feel like in every other season, Jerry had a plan of some sort, you know, brewing in the back of her mind. And this this season, I think she is caught in between factions and is trying to find out where to land, what to want for, you know, what to wish for. It's a tricky season for Jerry.
I can imagine what's going to happen. And what's your feeling regarding this being the last season?
Well, as you can imagine, I'm very, very sad about it. I loved being on the show. I love everyone who works on it. And I just think everyone's so good at what they do, every department. I mean, the prop department would blow me away. The lighting department would blow me away. The camera work is incredible. The acting and the writing is what makes it really the most special. And so I just don't know when all the planets are ever going to align again like this. So it's sort of really sad to me.
Without giving anything away, one word to describe Jerry's ending.
Oh, I don't know how to do it without giving things away. I can't. I don't think I can answer that question. I actually don't think I can answer that. Okay. Sorry.
Your face told us everything. I hope it's going to be fine.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
We wanted to do something together. This is not about getting back at Dad. But if it hurts him, it doesn't bother me.
I mean, it's a tightrope walk on a straight razor. 500-foot reputational drop.
Why is that making you smile? That shouldn't make you smile. Who likes tightrope walking a straight razor?
And I really want to know, because to me, this series, it's almost like a Shakespearean play. I love it, how you guys interact. I love the scenes with the 4 siblings together. And I want to know, because your character is being a little bit delusional for me. And where is his head at in this new season?
He's pushing forward with everything he's been pursuing up to this point. the relationship with Willa progresses. I mean, maybe you can guess from the trailer what happens to them, but the relationship moves forward, and with or without the old man's help, he's moving forward with his political aspirations, and he's not that complicated, you know. I mean, in some ways, you know, we all are, but in terms of what's driving him, he's just moving forward.
I feel like he's kind of different from his brothers because I don't see him like seeking for attention that much of his father. Am I wrong?
Well, I do think that this quest for the presidency is all about impressing Logan. It's all about getting Logan to say, Connor, that was amazing. Because Connor has never heard anything like that from his father. You know, Connor's always been asked to step to the back of the photograph. You know, he's in these dynastic families. If a child doesn't add to the family brand, they don't talk about him that much. You know.
Yeah.
How's Connor? Oh, he's fine. He's at his ranch. You know, whatever. You know, he's doing whatever he's doing. But it's
and do you think is it possible for him to succeed in political?
Do I think so?
Yeah,
personally. I think it will always be a struggle. I don't think anything would come easy for Connor in that arena. But you gotta watch. You gotta watch.
Of course, I will watch. I will definitely watch because it's one of my favorite shows on earth. And I'm super sad that it's like been the final season. How was it for you to shoot the final season?
It was emotional. I mean, we actually have known since the beginning of the season that this was. Jesse was saying, I think it's the last season. I think it's the last season, but we knew, everybody knew. And then when it got down toward the end, somebody said something, I think it was Sarah, said something around Thanksgiving. She said, we have like 6 weeks left or whatever. It was like, whoa, God. You know? And then maybe it was later than that. And she said, I think we have a month left. And it really started to sink in. And then my last day of work was very emotional, you know? But it means that it meant something. And it means that the people were important. So it's all worth it, you know?
And what can we expect from the ending? It's going to be a happy ending? I don't think so. We're going to have like betrayals and some kind of closure. How is it? How can you define it without giving any spoiler?
You can expect more nastiness from miserable people.
We can always expect that from them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And for close to finish this up, can you please tell me one thing? Do you think is there a specific sibling, a specific brother that will end up being the one that's gonna heir the empire of Logan's, or you think it's gonna be a super big surprise?
I think it's all surprising, and I think I will be taken away and put in a cell somewhere if I tell you. It's very surprising, and that's really all I can say.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much for your time. Hope you have a lovely day.
Thank you.
And I love your shirt.
And I like your hat.
Eita, gente, Succession é uma das melhores séries dos últimos tempos. Se você não assistiu, recomendo que você assista. Tá na HBO Max, e eu prometo que vocês não vão se arrepender. A quarta temporada estreia agora no final de março e você não perde por esperar. Muitas intrigas vêm por aí. E quem será que vai terminar sendo o grande sucessor de Logan? Ah, não dá pra saber, né? Podia ser a gente, mas a gente não tem essa grande sorte de ser um bilionário. Mas quem sabe, até porque o Logan não tá muito afim de abrir mão do lugar dele, não. Será que veremos mais reviravoltas por aí? Pois é, então não deixe de assistir Succession na sua HBO. Beijo! Ah, não esquece de assinar o canal, ativar o sininho, comentar e compartilhar. Se tá vendo no Instagram, não deixe de comentar e compartilhar também. Me conta aí se você já assistiu Succession, o que você acha dessa série e quais as suas expectativas para a quarta temporada. Beijo! Tchau! Pensando aqui nos bilhões da família Roy.
You cannot win. Your dad will wash you away.
This is a chessboard.
Are you tanking the deal?
And every move is crucial. Like Israel, Palestine, Greg, but harder and much more important.